Hi there. So I have a Catio here, and when I was originally looking at YouTube at videos for ideas of Catios, what I saw was 15,000 square feet and a similar number and price of fancy Catios that you could have all your friends in and have tea parties in, and the kids could have summer parties in the Catio. I wanted a simple one, and so that's why I'm making this video of a simple Catio. That's my cat Claude there. So this Catio, I think probably the grand total cost was, I think probably less than $100. I didn't keep track really closely, honestly. Talk a little bit about construction techniques. So it's convenient that there's my cat door from before, when we had the cats free roam in the yard. These posts are from Home Depot. They're originally 8 feet long. They're pressure treated, and so I was just use a post hole digger, and you can sink them straight down a good foot or so. Since they're 8 feet long, that's about 3 foot exposed, so I've got them buried about a foot or so, and that seems stable enough. Of course, when you cut pressure treated, you want to have the cut side up, and because once you cut it, that middle core is not going to be pressure treated, so you don't want that in the dirt. The side there is chicken wire, okay, and it is also about 3 foot exposed, but it's 4 foot in diameter. The reason it's 4 foot is because that was the convenience of the way I bought it. But what I ended up using it for was it actually goes under the dirt a little bit, and which is also under the bark chips. But of course, and then you can see pavers under the bark chips. They go all the way across, but that's going to make little Mr. Claude here not be able to try to dig underneath. The horizontals here are cedar fencing boards, which I rip down the middle. So they're normally 6-inch width, and I've got them I just ripped them down the middle with a circular saw. If you had a table saw, you'd do a much nicer cut. The top here is bird netting. Okay, I use bird netting because I already had it. It seems to work pretty well, because it's up high. The cat, kind of has a limited ability to access it. You can see I already had these TV, or utility cables kind of tucked under, so I just zip tied it there with those kind of nasty looking green zip ties. But you could attach it in some other way as well. The way that I attached it here is a combination of these stainless steel screws, which are not all the way set in, so you can loop it around, and then I did use staples. I want to caution you something about using staples, okay? These are regular staples, and the reason I put regular staples in is because I wanted to access it easily, and so I can easily take them out and go back in. But do not be fooled by the idea that regular staples might be a permanent solution, because these staples will absolutely rust and no longer be good in a wet environment and not too long. If you do want something more permanent, you can spend extra money and get stainless steel staples, which would be a lot better. As far as the inside, we just have some random plants, and then Claude's favorite feature is this log right here. The reason it looks different color is that half of it gets rain from the eave, and then the other half does not. When you do this kind of thing, you have to be kind of creative about little cracks and crevices. So like, right there between the posts, he probably wouldn't be able to pass through there, but I just wanted to kind of fill the gap. And being kind of creative with how you're going to be attaching the hardware cloth to every harness point. There's you know, some gaps, like right here, you know, on this side, you know, is a little bit difficult, but the hardware cloth is fairly rigid, and as you're cutting it down, and the way I cut it was with sheet metal shears, which makes it really nice and quick and easy. But you can kind of mold it to the places, and then put in some attachments to make it really nice and firm. You know, like you can see right there where I had to attach it in one additional place. So you have to be kind of creative and figure out how you're going to do it. So anyway, there is an example of a simple Catio rather than a glorious 15,000 square foot Catio mansion. All right, bye-bye.